How you all doing today? Welcome. Thank you for coming. My name is Bart Epstein. I'm your facilitator for today's Flip the Script session. The purpose of this session is to hear from some educators about their needs, their unmet needs. Entrepreneurs, will you please meet their needs with your products? Products don't meet their needs now, might you consider building new products to meet their needs? The format of the session is that each educator will get up and give a 3 to 4 minute presentation about an unmet problem that they think technology could help with. And then after we hear from the 7 of them, structured networking here in the room. Be on the listen. Sorry, I'll switch over here. Please listen for 2 things as people are talking. Number 1, think to yourself, hey, I do that. I can help with that. Or number 2, I don't do that and I don't want to do that, but I know somebody who might. And if you can make a referral to someone, that would be appreciated by all parties. And after the presentations, if you want to come up and have networking and talk about your products and or their needs, they will be very interested to meet you. So with that, let's start with Tim. Is Tim Jenkins in the room? All right, and then let's give a warm welcome to Camille Hibbler, who is here.
Hello. So I am Camille Hibbler. I'm the principal of Distinctive College Prep in Redford, Michigan, and we need help with counting and tracking. Okay. So right now we're focused on delivering 5 positive comments to every 1 redirect, and right now we're using masking tape and tracking on our leg with tally marks. Wouldn't it be great if we had something we can just click and we could see it being tracked instead of marking up masking tape on our legs? We also want to be sure that all students participate, so we're using popsicle sticks. But wouldn't it be great if we had something in real time that could monitor that with parents and administrators? And then also, we have 120 minutes in our literacy block. Within that 120 minutes, we have 20 minutes of small group time, 15 minutes of center time. So we have all these things within the literacy block, and we always find that our teachers are not having enough time to get everything done. Wouldn't it be great if we had something that could be displayed on the board that can inform the teachers of where they are within their literacy block, as well as the students? It would just be great if we could have some sort of a platform that we could use to visibly see what the students and teachers are working on. So we need help with tracking and counting. Can you help me? Thank you.
All right. Well, we're off to a good start. Our next presenter is Jessica. Welcome, Jessica, to the stage.
Okay, good afternoon. So I am the director of TELC Public Charter School in the city of Orange in Orange County, California. We are an inclusion model charter school, so we serve children with and without disabilities and children that are diverse in lots of different ways all together in the general education setting throughout the day. So what that means is our teachers and paraprofessional support staff are tasked with modifying and accommodating the curriculum, and in particular, the tasks and activities and worksheets and papers that the children get and work on throughout the day. So for example, we have a 4th grade class, and in that 4th grade class, we have 1 or 2 children who are reading on about grade level. We have some children who are reading at what we would be considered a 1st or a 2nd grade level. We have some children that are nonverbal, not reading at all. We have another child who's reading at a 10th grade level. What our school is designed to do is make sure that those kids are able to meaningfully partner with each other on the same topic. So in California, in 4th grade, social studies, we study California state history, we do a mission study. So what I need is something that's going to help our teachers and our paraprofessional staff make the kinds of modifications we need so that children that are barely reading can still read about missions with a picture of a mission and maybe labels for a child that needs that. A child that's at grade level can read a grade level text about the missions in our area, and a child that's well above grade level is also able to get the enrichment that they need during the same class period. We do this in a very kind of by hand way, so people are making they're downloading, they're like Google imaging things and cutting and pasting and making it for the child for each lesson throughout the day. It would be really great if there was some kind of place to house templates, a place to house what we've already done, and a way to build from what we've done in the past so that we're not recreating the wheel every day. That would help. Okay.
Very nice job. Thank you, Jessica. Wow, you guys are well prepared and right to the point. The previous group was longer-winded. I mean, all right. So let's move on now to let's jump right to Stephen. Please welcome Stephen to the stage.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Stephen Robertson. I am a 5th and 6th grade social studies teacher on the East Coast in Delaware. The school that I work with and the population of students that I work for are in a high trauma environment. 100% of our students fall on the ASU scale. And so when I'm educating in the classroom, there's a lot of hurdles to being able to get through a lesson and keep children in the classroom. So the problem that I'm trying to solve, or that I'm seeking your help in, is how do we keep students that fall above 5 on the ASU scale in the classroom longer, right? Not treating their issues as problems, but how do we solve them? And so one of the things that I'm looking for is an application that teachers can use that they can interact with while still having to interact with the child at the same time. So maybe it's something that they can wear on their arm, or it's an application on a tablet of some sort where they can hit a button, like this child is having this problem, and something comes up for the child that they can interact with. In one of the previous sessions, someone mentioned that it could be like an Alexa for social emotional learning. So my entire goal is to figure out a way in which we can keep children that are highly traumatized in the classroom longer, able to learn and spending less time with climate and culture teams, so that they are taking full advantage of education and taking full advantage of what life has to offer them in the future. Thank you.
Stephen? All right, next let's give a warm welcome to Kevin.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Nam. I am a manager of technology for Edtech Charter Schools. We are a small and nimble support team. I work directly with our operations branch. We have 5 charter schools. We just celebrated our 4th straight year of having 100% of our seniors accepted into 4-year universities. So big win. So our challenge comes from the fact that we are scaling at a very high rate. We just got approved for 2 additional charter schools to open up next summer, not this summer, next summer. And I feel as though our biggest challenge is how can we make sure our systems are scaling the same rate that we are. And the biggest pain point that I see this is our help desk ticketing system, as well as how well our systems are communicating with each other. So we use Illuminate, Canvas, Schoolzilla to house our data as well as to communicate with each other. And I feel as though we're severely underutilizing our help desk ticketing system to be able to reach our students as well as our teachers at a fast rate. What I'm looking for is a system or some kind of like AI tool that can detect triggers within our tickets, within Zendesk, spit out a report if a teacher is requesting it, reset a password if a teacher is requesting it, just to make our lives a little easier so we don't have one person that is sitting behind a help desk ticketing system instead of being inside of schools. So yeah, any help would be appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, next up is Eric Schneider from Minnetonka.
All right, good to see everybody. Any Final Four basketball fans? Game's going to start in a few minutes. There we go. All right, I'm actually from Minneapolis, so I'm in the wrong town for basketball tonight. But anyway, my name's Eric Schneider. I'm the Associate Superintendent in Minnetonka Public Schools. And the idea that I pitched was really kind of specific to our innovation program that we run in our district. So we've been running a kind of a crowd-based innovation program where we get our staff involved in solving problems. Okay, so we have a web portal, and we'll actually invite our staff, our certified staff, our non-certified, everybody into a conversation about how do we solve this problem. So it's a great engagement strategy because people surface really awesome ideas, and we've been doing this for a while. It all totally works. The problem is the software that we use is super expensive. We use software called Spigot. It's what a lot of Fortune 100 companies use, and they can afford to spend a lot of money on this software. The software is really priced out of the reach of educators. So here's my dream, and I have none of the skills to actually do this. So hopefully someone out there does. So this software exists, but it's very sophisticated and complicated. If we could create a version for educators, because what I've noticed when I talk about innovation, whether it's at a conference speaking, it's such a foreign language in K-12 education. How do you actually innovate? How do you take ideas, test them, validate, scale, operationalize? It's just not something we're really great at. And you look at private industry, I mean, they have the phrase, innovate or die, right? Because you go out of business if you don't keep current. And education just doesn't have that fire. I know this conference is the exception, but in general, there's a lag there. So anyway, back to my dream. If someone could kind of look at what's happening in that particular, what's called idea management software. It's very, very complex software. The company that we use is called Spigot, S-P-I-G-I-T. I'm an English teacher, so when they spell it wrong to be cool, it really bothers me. S-P-I-G-I-T. And so it's super great software. It's amazing, but again, priced way out of educators' reach. So therefore, nobody uses that product in education. We've got a network of about 50 districts that are using it. We got a pretty good price from Spigot, so we have some ability to make it available. But it would just be so fantastic if we could find a Edtech entrepreneur who gets education, who could build a version of that for educators. I could totally help you do that. And we've got, again, 50 school districts that are networking around this. We're in a group called Innovate K-12. And so not only would you have a great group to help you test prototypes, and that's what we do in our network. We learn how to prototype, et cetera. We could help you test the prototype and bam, automatic market, because all these districts would buy it from you right away. So it's you'd have a very awesome market ready for you, and I would certainly help you design it, build it, test it, all that stuff with a bunch of really super innovative ed leaders across the country who could help spread the great word about your awesome new product. That's it. All right, thanks, Bart.
Great job, Eric. Thank you, Eric. For those who just arrived, we have one more speaker that we'll hear from, and then we'll have networking with the educators when you can talk about your products and their needs. Also, I realized in my zeal to start the session on time, I forgot to tell you who I am and why we're here. I'm Bart Epstein. I'm a research associate professor at the University of Virginia's Curry School of Education, and I lead its nonprofit Jefferson Education Exchange, which is on a mission to discover why does education technology perform differently in different contexts? How can it be that your product thrives in Camille's school, but it fails in my school? If it's the same product, it has to be something about the school, the environment, the people, the training, the culture, the interoperability. And every other industry has figured this out except for education. If you go into metallurgy or chemistry or farming or medicine, they have very clear metrics. But in education, if you go to your local school and you ask, what's your teacher agency rating score? You'll get blank looks because we don't have that. But it matters. In your district, the teachers may be very involved in the decision about which technologies to bring in. And in my district, I might just copy whatever you do because your district is great. And so the hallmark of our work is we pay cash stipends to tens of thousands of teachers nationwide to have them document which technologies are in their classrooms and how they're performing so that we can use big data tools to help people make better decisions. So we're all about educating and elevating educator voice. And I believe we have one more educator voice to elevate today. Kelly, would you like to come up? Let's give Kelly a hand.
He was looking for a woman. It's a girl's name. My name is Kelly Smith. I'm the founder of Prenda. So we are a network of micro schools. The idea being just like Airbnb allows a regular person to open up a school out of their home, Prenda makes it easy for a regular person to open up a micro school. So we have lots of these spread around, all in Arizona currently, but lots of towns all over Arizona. So what we do to make that possible is we provide kind of a core academic model. And I just wanted to talk because technology shows up in lots of those places, and I would love help with this. We're using a lot of tools already, but if you know of other tools or you're building tools that I should know about, I'd love to learn about it. Okay, so our mode of learning is all about the student and agency and that person seeing themselves as a learner. We have 3 modes, so we call the first one Conquer. Conquer is blended learning on a mastery scale, so we use Khan Academy for example. The kids set daily learning goals for their math, and the idea is that those goals will add up over time to mastery of the subject matter. We really like Khan Academy because 1, it's mastery based. 2, there's a great API so we can get all the data out that we want and help as coaches help these kids progress and see their progress. So mastery based, API is kind of the 2 learnings from that portion of our day. The second portion of our day is called collaborate mode, and that is a group doing a discussion or an activity together. The tool we like a lot in collaborate is called Mystery Science. I don't know if you've seen this. It's basically guided videos, so we call them guides. Our adult educators in the room don't have to create lessons or curriculum. They can play a Mystery Science video. It's a combination of videos with embedded discussion material, and then there's a hands-on activity at the end. I would love to see Mystery Science for art, Mystery Science for humanities, lots of different subject matter showing up. And again, if you know of something like this, please tell me. And then the third portion of our day is we call create mode. It's project-based learning. A lot of good content out there, and we've sort of gone through and handpicked. The biggest friction that we're feeling in this area is portfolio. Basically, the kids need to be able to put something together that shows their work, and so much of this being digital. There's a lot of friction right now around just like, I made this poster for my science experiment. I have to somehow photograph the poster and put it into the internet, and using some combination of the Chromebook camera and Google Drive and Google Slides, and then sharing and unsharing. It's messy right now for us, and that would be an area that I'd love some help with. So that's it for me.
Thanks, Kelly. All right, do we have any other educators in the room who are on the agenda to speak? If not, are there any other educators in the room who have been sitting here thinking, I have something to say, and I would like to get up and say it? If not, we will move into the networking portion where I'll ask the educators to come up front, and you guys can mill around and talk about each other. And let's give the educators one more round of applause. Thank you.